Hello, thank you so much for choosing this video. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, please could you like it, share it, and it'd be great if you could subscribe to the channel. It'll really help me out. Enjoy. Not another boring Wrexham video. Actually, this one's a bit different. On the week that my beloved Leeds United announced work at Ellen Road to increase capacity, I thought I'd take a look at the Wrexham situation, seeing as I drive past the ground daily. Like I've just written, I do apologise in advance if any Wrexham fans are offended with me discussing their beloved owners, but I have to ask, what on earth is going on with the Kop development? Wrexham fans, are you really being told the absolute truth here? Really? The Kop in Wrexham at one time had the largest all-standing capacity for a stand in the Football League at 5,000. Then it was deemed unsafe and it was closed in 2008. A terrace, officially known as the Crispin Lane End or colloquially Town End, was increased after the war through hard labour by local fans. Shovels in hand, no fancy Dan machinery. They built up an embankment that was considered to resemble, when populated, soldiers stood on the hill of the Spy on Kop in the battle in the Second Boer War on January the 24th, 1900. Reynolds and McElhenney, when they took over the reins of the club, were quick to underpin the importance of a four-sided racecourse with increased capacity. Obviously this would improve income streams, but also give more fans the opportunity to attend games, particularly in light of league matches being sold out week in, week out. It made sense. A large design team was assembled, consisting of experts in their field. AFL architects Gardner and Theobald, Rambo, Savills and Royal Pilgrim, and a quick search online really does rubber stamp their credentials and acumen. The idea was to envision a fabulous new Kop stand to house 5,500 seated supporters. Somewhat prematurely, perhaps, demolition of the former stand commenced a couple of months after Wrexham Council approved the initial plans in November 2022. Then came the first knockback with the refusal of any funds from the Levelling Up pot, which has been well documented on Welcome to Wrexham. You know, that show on the telly. Then there was talk that a low voltage cable that feeds the student accommodation nearby would need to be removed and a new substation built. Well, Wrexham University apparently have planning permission for this, so I suppose that's not the end of the world. Then, perhaps more tellingly, there was another hold-up due to the requirement of a permanent diversion of sewage away from the land that would have been required for the new build that would need to be carefully strategised with Welsh Water and Admiral Taverns, owners of the Turf pub. A permission condition reduced the capacity to 4,900, down 600 basically, to prevent potential pollution to the nearby River Dee. Following improvements subsequently made on the treatment of phosphates, however, the club asked for this restriction to be lifted. A permit was issued by Natural Resource Wales, he's still awake by the way, for the nearby Five Fords sewage plant. Eventually, Wrexham Council approved the application to vary the restrictive condition, and it seemed at last all systems go for the grand 5,500 masterpiece. However, in April 2024, Wrexham FC were given permission to extend the use of the temporary stand for another 18 months. On Saturday the 21st of September this year, the city of Wrexham fell victim to one of the most intense and violent thunderstorms in recent memory. Unfortunately for Wrexham Football Club, the resulting downpour coincided towards the end of a home fixture against Crawley Town. This was even more unfortunate for the fans in the temporary stand with no roof, who had paid up to £20 for a ticket only to be drenched through and exposed to the elements. I did see a comment from one fan, a wheelchair user, who was deeply unhappy, and rightly so, come on. Now surely, with an updated plan to increase the use of the stand for a further 18 months, and a recent increased capacity of it, with the team of experts at their disposal, you'd think that good old Rob and Ryan would find a solution to protect the fans who spend their hard-earned week in, week out. Surely there's a solution as summer turns to autumn. Then there was the initially unpopular upsell to an enforced fan zone behind the stand, one of the only places left to get hold of tickets apparently. Then there was a leaked transfer fee of Mo Farl, Wrexham's most expensive player. And they're that disorganised they even managed to leave George Dobson behind at Birmingham City. What's going on? Now, someone who will remain nameless, who allegedly has links close to the club, said to me, on the rumour mill, that there's no way the proposed 5,500 capacity, all singing, all dancing stand is getting built. Indeed, maybe it appears the project is now on pause with the consideration of an all year round stadium being muted. Now, even in 18 months from April 2024, you are potentially looking at October 26, aren't you? Before the temporary stand is no longer used and the building can begin. That itself would take over a year surely. Are the owners hedging their bets? Do they really see themselves at Wrexham in 2027? What if there's a dip in form and the club don't make it to the hallowed Premier League as they want? They've even talked about a 50,000 stadium themselves. Come on, another 3 stands after the Kop debacle. What's your thoughts on this, Wrexham fans? With lots of love, a Wrexham resident. Don't hate.